The woman performed CPR with a chilling calm, her movements professional and precise. But beneath the surface, she knew the bitter truth: she was just a background actress, utterly incapable of covering her sister's million-dollar surgery. The elderly woman she had just saved, and that woman's grandson, would soon become her only, most humiliating hope. Her name was Jen, an extra who played nameless zombies on set. The director yelled at her for her stiff performance, saying she moved like a real zombie. She didn't care. All she cared about was the overtime pay and her critically ill sister lying in a hospital bed. On set, Nick, the film's investor, was accompanying his grandmother during the visit. The gruesome zombie makeup overwhelmed the elderly woman. Suddenly, she collapsed, cardiac arrest. Chaos erupted. Jen pushed through the crowd. She flashed her EMT certificate and took control. Her commands were clear, her actions methodical. Chest compressions, then the AED. One shock. A pulse returned. Nick stood stunned. He hadn't even registered the face of the woman who had just saved his grandmother. But being a hero doesn't pay the bills. When her sister's condition sharply declined, the required surgery soared to $1 million, an impossible sum for Jen. Her friend Mia, unable to watch her struggle, decided to introduce her to a shortcut, a high-end club called Polanski's Dream. It offered so-called holistic therapy for male clients. In reality, it was an upscale brothel. The manager saw right through Jen's desperation. She offered a price, one that would take Jen a decade to earn honestly. Disgusted, Jen walked away. But the final hospital bill crushed what was left of her dignity. Her sister couldn't wait any longer. She returned to the club. This time, her eyes were cold. She named her terms. The manager smiled. She told Jen about a wealthy client that night, one with a particular preference for inexperienced girls. On the yacht, the party was in full swing. Jen and other girls were lined up like merchandise. Mr. Carter and his friends were playing a cruel game. To win the client's attention, the girls had to swallow an unknown pill. Mia knew exactly how dangerous those pills were. She snatched the one meant for Jen and took it herself, a self-destructive move that caught Carter's eye. He chose Mia. Then Carter turned to his friend Nick and gestured toward the unchosen girl, Jen. Nick didn't object. He led her back to his room. He didn't recognize her. To him, she was just a purchased companion. He began tearing at her clothes. He even mentioned Mia, saying she nearly died last time from taking one of those pills. Jen's fear turned to ice. She was no longer just an extra, she was a cornered animal. She fought back, shoving Nick away with all her strength. Just then, the door burst open. It was Carter. He yelled at Nick for breaking the rules and taking what wasn't yet his. He lunged for Jen, trying to drag her away. In the struggle, Nick finally saw her face clearly. The same face that had remained so calm while saving his grandmother. Memory flooded back. He stepped between Jen and Carter, shoving the latter back. Then he pulled out a black card and pressed it into Jen's hand. "No limit," he said. "The pin is 123456. From now on, you're with me."